All right, now to burden of proof, where we jump into some of the biggest legal cases of the week. Joining me today is former Florida State Attorney Dave Aronberg. Dave, good to have you back again on this Saturday. We want to begin with this big development. The Alabama woman who said she was raped by rappers Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs when she was 13 has actually withdrawn her lawsuit against both men. Both men have denied these claims, and documents submitted by her attorneys did not include any reason or explanation for the withdrawal. Jay-Z's release, his attorneys released a statement saying, in part, the system has failed, and claims that this was simply a money grab. What do you think happened here?
Phil, good to be back with you. This was a troubling allegation because, first off, there were inconsistencies with her story, and it was a very serious allegation. And for instance, she said that her father picked her up from Rochester, New York, to New York City, 5-hour drive, and then drove her home that night. But the father did not remember any of it. That's something you would definitely remember. And she also said there were other celebrities she spoke to at the party. Those celebrities were not even there at the party. So I think what happened is this woman's claims weren't vetted properly. And then once the inconsistencies were revealed, they then cut bait. And in exchange for dismissing this, the plaintiff's lawyers here are not going to be found to be liable under the law for any misdeeds. They're not going to be sent to the bar for any disqualification. So they're just both going to go their separate ways. Okay, so over to A$AP Rocky's assault trial. It has moved to closing arguments phase after allegedly firing a gun at a former friend. This is back in 2021. Defense says that the gun used wasn't real. No gun has been presented. During closing arguments yesterday, things got pretty heated between the prosecution and defense. I'm sure you saw this. It was wild. Do you think that kind of back and forth, literally open fighting in court, not physically, but yelling at each other, do you think that impacts the jury in any way here? Definitely. It's not just A$AP Rocky on trial. It's the victim literally on trial because he took the stand. And if he's not likable, if he's sparring with the lawyers, if the judge is trying to play mediator, that doesn't look good. And I think this is going to be a hard case to convict for prosecutors.
And we have a new plot twist in the legal feud between Hollywood stars Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, as Lively's team has now filed a subpoena for Baldoni's phone records, claiming his team is aiming to simply bury her reputation. This legal fight keeps getting messier. I know there was some mediation that had been proposed, and nobody's backing down. How do you think this ends?
Oh, this is going to end a settlement. This is mutually assured destruction, Phil. This is where both sides are openly destroying each other before any trial, and it's only going to get worse if this goes to trial. So at some point, they're going to realize this is not worth it. They're going to reach a settlement, and they're just going to go on to make movies. But this is bad, and I do agree with Baldoni that the request for all these phone records is too open-ended. It is a fishing expedition. I think the court is going to narrow the request, but this is just one more step in making lives miserable for both sides. Let's settle this sooner than later.
Yeah, I'm not a publicist, but as a casual viewer, it does seem the longer this goes on, the worse it is for both parties. Dave Aronberg, thanks so much as always. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Phil.